What is going on, everybody? I hope you're doing well as always. Today, we're going to be talking about three fairly conservative crypto gaming coins that I am currently invested in and really interested in. I'm going to be talking about exactly how I have been getting involved, how I will be looking to buy into these again, and at what point, and why I think that they are so good. And not just that, but I'm also going to be talking about ways within each coin, and I'll explain what that means as I go through that, where those bigger potentials could come, those 30, 100, 200 X's plus gains are going to come from. So I hope you enjoy this video. Let's just dive straight into it. So the first thing is, well, the first coin is the Sandbox. So most of you will probably know what the Sandbox is. Let me go to the website quickly. Essentially, the Sandbox franchise has been around for quite a long time, and but now it's being made into a crypto game. So as with all of the benefits of crypto gaming, you can own in-game items. There's only a finite amount of some items, which adds intrinsic value. There's loads of different stuff you can do. You can trade with real money, you can trade over a marketplace, things can appreciate, depreciate, essentially making it more like the real world economy. Now, before we go into the details of this, I just want to firstly lay out the proof of concept. So besides blockchain gaming, besides crypto gaming, 40 million people have downloaded the Sandbox franchise up until this point in time. That's a lot of downloads. 70 million worlds have been created. So in the Sandbox, you can create your own worlds and create your own games and all that sort of stuff. So 70 million worlds have been created. That is without any of the benefits of crypto gaming, such as getting rewarded financially for your work of creating that. They don't have that. They didn't have that, and yet 70 million worlds were still created. That is a huge indicator for me that there is a huge demand, even without all of the extra benefits. So imagine when you add in all of those extra benefits that come with crypto gaming, and then over 100,000 worlds are created every day, even to this point. That is incredible. Okay, and I wrote that here because that was for me the standout piece of information that gets me interested in the Sandbox, along with obviously all of the crypto gaming benefits. And again, these stats are without the benefits of being rewarded for their work. Okay, so really awesome. In terms of technically, I prefer looking at the technicals on TradingView just because that's what I use to what I've always used to trade Forex. But right here, we see that we are almost at all-time highs. We've very clearly been grabbing liquidity below levels right here, and then we've reaccumulated in this pattern right here, breaching above the highs here and then coming in right at this supply level right here. Now, if this doesn't make sense to you, don't worry about it. This is just from my kind of technical background, but translated into layman's terms, into plain English, I would be very surprised if we didn't at least breach all-time highs. What I'm looking for to get involved with Sandbox now is I'm looking for more of the circulating supply to be released. In other words, I'm waiting for more of that supply to be dumped into the coin, because then the prices will come down as supply increases, the demand will decrease, and so we can go and we can see it down here, and then we can potentially move prices higher. Do I know exactly how far prices are going to go down? No, I do not, because these coins have just pumped. A lot of crypto gaming coins have completely just pumped, and so for me, I don't really want to be buying at this point, but there are other options, and I'm going to go into that right now. So this is the Sandbox website. Again, just in terms of monitoring a crypto game, the game itself already has proof of concept. So many crypto coins now, like they say that they're a game, but in reality, they're not. They just sell a bunch of NFTs and they don't have any gameplay or anything like that. But we know that the Sandbox is an existing game, and so that's why I think it's a conservative bet. Now, as well as this, actually, first of all, you can see we've got a lot of awesome partners here. We can see, the graphics look really cool. You can create your own land. There's so many different options here. Now, Sand is obviously the in-game currency. Now, this is the marketplace where you can basically create and sell and buy NFTs. So each one of these in-game items is an NFT. Now, notice, and let me draw your attention to here where it says 200/200, 192/199. What this means is it means the total amount and the current amount available of these things. So for example, here we've got 49 that have been created. There are never going to be any more than this, okay, unless there's the creator creates more, but I doubt that they would. That means that 49 out of all 49 have are there to be bought. Okay, that's very, very important information for us, because that is scarcity right there. That is a huge benefit of the whole crypto gaming space. If we go up and we organize it by least, I don't know why, but it does, when you do least, it does highest to lowest. Right here, this is 1 out of 1. So this is 10.5K US dollars. And it's unique. Okay, there is only one of these available. And so that adds a huge amount of intrinsic value to this. It's scarce. It adds a hell of a lot to it. Okay. Now, this is really powerful, because if you understand and you have a good understanding of collectibles and stuff like that, and I'm going to be making more videos on that specifically, then you can see some very, very healthy gains as this game takes off. Because imagine that you get in, let's say you buy this, whatever the hell this is, as there's only 3 left, and there's only 10 of these left in the world. So let's say Sandbox completely, the blockchain version, takes off, which I'm sure it will, because it's so anticipated. As we can see here, what blockchain games are you most looking forward to? Yes, this was 2 years ago, but nevertheless, Sandbox was a clear winner, and you can still see that it's really high in the cryptocurrency tables, okay, in terms of market cap. So right here, let's see this holographic projection device. Sandbox completely takes off. It, in a year, 2 years, it's absolutely booming. How much do you think these original pre-sale, and what I mean by pre-sale is before the game was actually properly released, how much do you think these sorts of things are going to be worth, where there's only 10 of them in existence? It's going to be the same thing as Pokemon. Imagine that you got in and bought a Pokemon card, well, before Pokemon was released, and then Pokemon took off, and then you've got one of those rare 1 in 10 cards. How much do you think that you would be making? And so this is where those huge gains are going to be made, even despite the fact that we are breaching or about to approach all-time highs. And this is just another reason why I love crypto gaming, because it gives you the NFT side, it gives you the coin side. It's a very, very all-inclusive thing. Now, the next thing that's amazing about Sandbox is the fact that that there is land available. So again, same way as in the real world, you can buy land. There's only so much land to go around. Imagine that Sandbox takes off and you have a huge chunk of land, even a little piece, okay, where you can either rent that land out or you can sell it at a much higher price. These are going to be all very, very valuable things for players in the future, and for the future of gaming and digital real estate and all that sort of stuff. Okay, so this is very, very important to me, and this would be another really, really cool investment. Let's see how much some of these areas are. Just let this load. I don't know how much this is. It's not, I think someone owns this. So let's click on another one. Okay. I think that these are owned, but essentially there are a lot of these still left that you can go ahead and buy. And yeah, and these would be, in my opinion, this is just another reason that Sandbox is really, really good. And so, yeah, that pretty much sums up the first one. Now, the next coin that we're going to be looking at is Engine. Now, Engine is similar to Altura. If you saw my Altura video, everything has pumped recently, but yeah, with Engine, basically, it is just a software that allows the minting, the transacting of NFTs, okay, within game and virtual economies. Now, Engine is just an incredible thing. I got in around about here and about here, I believe, somewhere around here. Yeah, I think I also just added a bit more to my position here. Why did I add it here? Well, because I can see the prices are pumping, and to be completely honest with you, I still think that we're going to come and breach these all-time highs up here. And so for me, this is what I'm more than happy to kind of get involved here and then move prices up to here, which is about a 62% gain. Obviously from the first point I got in, which was around about here, that would be a total of 164% gain. Okay, but again, whether you wait for another dip, whatever it is, that is completely up to you. And obviously, as always, I've got to add the disclaimer, I can't give you financial advice, okay? This is just my opinion and what I'm doing. So, do with that what you will, but you must always do your due diligence, okay? So Engine is another fairly safe one. I'm not going to spend too much time here. I think that this is a fairly safe bet in my opinion. The next one is Veracity. So Veracity is going to be really helpful for streaming. They have a patented technology, proof of view, blockchain technology. So the reason that I think this is massive is because the problem that it solves is ad revenue, and a lot of ad revenue going to ads being viewed by bots instead of real people, which is a lose for the advertiser and a lose for the person getting ad revenue. And so when you have a patented, meaning no one else can copy it, technology in the blockchain that solves this, it is huge, because it basically eradicates the idea of, number one, a lot of competition, but also is a win-win for both the consumer and the advertiser, or the creator and the advertiser. Okay, so this is really, really powerful. And again, when crypto gaming really takes off, Twitch, YouTube, Vimeo, all of these things, all of those revenues are going to massively increase. And so Veracity, in my opinion, is a fairly safe bet. Now, technically, we are at all-time highs, and so similar situation to Sandbox. I want to see more of this circulating supply dropped ideally, or just a dump from some larger holders and seeing a bit of a deeper retrace. In terms of targets, I'm not really sure about targets, to be honest. I'll be looking to dollar cost average this more than likely, because I'm a long-term believer in crypto gaming, and so I'm not necessarily just going to be looking for those really, really quick flips. Okay, this is their white paper here. If you want to go and read that, you can always go and see that by going to white paper right here. Okay, so the final one, this is the slightly more risky one in my opinion, but nevertheless, I don't actually think in relation to the rest of crypto games, it's really that risky. Obviously, all of these projects, because they are, most of them are still fairly small, the smaller the project you go, the more risky it is going to be. But I like to make these videos because they are, again, kind of more interesting, more exciting. But just be aware that they are obviously all higher risk just by default. Okay, so Yield Guild Games is a really, really cool DAO, so a decentralized autonomous organization for investing in NFTs and virtual world and blockchain-based games. So again, similar to Engine, similar to all of these crypto gaming companies, you know, it includes titles like Sandbox, League of Kingdoms, all of these types of things. And yeah, so it allows for things like renting of land in Sandbox, as we looked at, and real life mimicking of economic activity. So basically just bridging that gap even further. In terms of the technicals, I really, really like where this is, because again, more than likely, I think we want to come and take out all-time highs, and this pattern tends to repeat itself in crypto. It'll have a boom, it'll have a dip, and then it'll have a boom. That's not to say it can't come lower. It's obviously possible that it can come lower all the time, but nevertheless, I am, again, probably going to be kind of medium to long term on this again. So I'm more interested in just dollar cost averaging this and taking out partials as I go along. Okay, but these are, for me, 4 coins in the gaming space that I am really, really interested in, most of them being kind of more on the conservative end. If I was to look at more kind of aggressive, let's just take a quick look here. So the more aggressive ones for me will be the ones that are lower down with these smaller market caps. Okay, so you know, all of these, you know, Chain Guardians, all of these types of things, which I still think will do well, but you could understand that it is going to be more risk because there's less involved. There's so many other things that can come into it, and there's a lot of competition at this stage. Okay, so really hope that's helped you. If it has, drop a like on the video, appreciate it. And if you have any content ideas or something you'd like to see, or a coin you'd like me to analyze or anything like that, then please do let me know. Or if you want to see more technical videos, I'm more than happy to do that as well. But yeah, just let me know in the comment section below. Thank you guys, and I'll see you on the next one.